Hi guys, Marno here from eGolf Megastore. Today we are here at the track at Meydan to showcase the newly launched Honma XP-1s. The XP-1 range is a family product line, which means it's a driver fairway wood hybrid as well as the irons. Now, in my personal eyes, I think it is a super game improvement iron, aiming for people who are seeking a higher ball flight, maximum forgiveness, and just making sure that when there's an off-center hit, that you get the most from your club. Now let's quickly look at the technology inside the heads. Now this is a hollow design cast iron with a C300 steel face. Now what they have done, the C300 steel face is responsible for a high initial velocity, getting the club to respond well to the ball and just making sure that when you do strike it, the ball speed stays high. Now what they have done, because it is hollow underneath the face, they've made the outer roundings of the face much thinner, really kind of like a trampoline effect. So when you do hit it off the heel or off the toe, the sweet spot is kind of bigger, the ball speeds remain high, and you definitely get your appropriate result and the distance you are looking for. Now what they've done in the 4 to 7 iron, they've actually inserted a 20-gram tungsten weighting on the sole of the club. Now that really brings the center of gravity low, helping launch that ball up in the air. And I think just talking about carry distance rather than overall distance, I know sometimes in the UAE, for instance, we've got a lot of long par 3s, and if we can get the ball launching, that would help the ball coming down steeper and sit down on those long shots, especially with the 4 to 7 iron. Now, if I look quickly at the lower irons, which I refer to as the scoring irons, let me take the pitching wedge over here. They just look absolutely beautiful. If I put them down, I can see a big hitting area. That really gives me confidence. And I think that's what you need in going into an approach shot. The wider sole and designed loft really gives you that reassuring feel, helping with a high trajectory ball flight. And I just personally feel making scoring so much easier. Okay guys, let's quickly touch on the shaft that's coming with the set. It's the NS Pro Zelos shaft. Now what you guys don't know is the Zelos shaft is the lightest steel shaft on the market in the world. So a regular steel shaft would only weigh about 74 grams and the stiff 78 grams, which compared to other heavier shafts is really probably about 50 grams lighter. Now I think what makes this club special, I think, is the combination between shaft and head. We just spoke about the head being high launching and super forgiving, but the shaft, because it is light, the kick point is lower. That would definitely help with getting the club head speed up. First of all, that would increase ball speed and distance, and because of the low kick point, that would help with the launch in all the irons. Okay, so now we are at the long game, and I'm going to look in particularly at the driver. Honestly, just looks so good. Putting it down at address, it's got a bit of a triangular look to it, which personally I'm not really intrigued by. It's not really something that I would feel comfortable with, but sits nicely. I can see a nice big hitting area. It's very light, and what they've basically done with the XP-1 driver is they've inserted a W slot at the bottom, a few changes like the 5 rib fangs, which is inserted in the face, 3 at the top, 2 at the bottom. It's got a carbon head, and all these things just really makes the club lighter, making it super more forgiving. Now what they've also done is they insert a 15-gram weight towards the heel of the club. That would square up the club face easier and probably make this club more draw bias than fade bias. Probably about 70% of amateurs do hit the ball from left to right as their bad shot, so this would really compensate in squaring up that club face, bringing the ball back onto target. Okay, so I've got the Visit 43 shaft over here. It's Honma's own made shaft, so they produce their own shafts. This is a stiff flex shaft in a 9.5 head. I'm going to hit a few shots now. But even though it's a stiff shaft, it's only weighing 50.5 grams. Okay, so it's a really, really nice light shaft, light head, would produce some great club head speed. Now, just another little key feature in the new driver is a Honma insert technology called PSAP. Now, PSAP is really precision spine alignment technology. Now, all these shafts come standard with their own spine, which means that would really help getting ball flight and miss hit kind of to get the gear effect balls that's been hit from the toe to get it onto target and from the heel back onto target. So you're just getting a more consistent ball flight from your shaft, and especially in the ones from Honma, as they are inserted with the PSAT technology. Now let's quickly hit a few shots. Wow, that's really got a nice hard ball flight. That's got a great flight to it. Really like that, great feel. So guys, this is my personal opinion on the clubs. Is it a golf club that suits 80% of the market? I would probably say not. This is a club really for golfers really launching the ball. Is this something that I would put in my bag personally? I would probably say no, because my club head speed and my ball speed generates the ball already nice and high, so I don't need that help. But players seeking that height, striking the ball kind of low on the face, maybe a bit of heel or toe striking going on, this is definitely a club that would put them in the bag. But I tell you what, the lower irons, the scoring irons, is definitely the selling feature of this club. I think really it would launch the ball nice and high. Scoring would be made so much easier. So from looking at my point, I love the look of it. Looks beautiful at address, sits nicely. I feel confident with the sole and the technology in the head to get the ball launching. So definitely in love with the lower irons and the approach shots. So the driver, it's very light. It is really light. I said it a few times, but the triangular look doesn't really suit my eye. So this is not something that I would personally put in my bag, but maybe in my dad's. And he's one of those players that really needs the ball to get launched, need the forgiveness, needs the kind of help and technology inside their head. And I just think the balance of this driver is superb if it's aimed for the super game improvement players and it's needing all the help possible. Great driver, great product. I think Honma is going to do extremely well with this range. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. Like and share if you enjoyed the product. And please do not hesitate to stop in anywhere at our 6 branches nationwide. Friendly customer service, great products, and we're there to make golf easier for you. Have a great day.